Now, back in 1987, we were all glued to our TV screens when news broke that Frank O'Mara had become world indoor 3,000-metre champion.
And of course, we were all cheering once more in 1991 when he reclaimed that very same world title.
Well, Frank retired from his glittering athletics career in 1996 and pursued a successful career post-athletics in the telecoms industry.
In 2010, Frank, however, received the devastating news that he had early onset Parkinson's disease. His new book, Bend, Don't Break, a Memoir of Endurance, tells of his life since receiving his diagnosis, and he joins us now. Thank you so much for joining us on the show. I have to say, I'm so thrilled to meet you. I've always been a massive athletics fan, and some of my favourite memories are from when I was young is watching you perform, and what a career.
That's very flattering.
Yeah.
Very flattering.
We've got a Cork Massive going on.
There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. Some of the best athletes in the country are from Cork now. But bring us back to when you were actually performing at that elite level. I mean, world champion is such an amazing achievement. What was it like?
Well, you strive your whole life to get something, to achieve something like that. And when you achieve it, it's immediately very quickly, you come down to earth, and replay. Second time around was very, very rewarding.
Yeah.
I won going away. I missed the world record by 1.1 second.
Jeannie Mac.
And a wave coming down the home straight, which I should have never done before or since. And that probably cost me the world record.
Yeah. But remember, the feeling of just going around the home straight, I mean, that's a shot we all remember.
Well, I didn't follow the tactics I'd been given by coach. I ended up in front with 500 to go. And I broke everybody except the Moroccan called Hamou Boutayeb. And I had to bear down and win from the front, which I didn't do very often. But I got it done. You
got the job done, and you repeated it.
They're fantastic memories, you know, that we all treasure and remember fondly, and no more so than you and your family, I'm sure. But there's a lot of life after.
A lot of living after running, correct.
And you've had a very successful life since.
Well, I went to Arkansas on a scholarship, and the state of Arkansas has been very good to me. I got my work there in a telecom. We're the fourth largest telecom in the US, and I was chief marketing officer for 5 years. I enjoyed it tremendously. And I think in marketing, you're storytellers, and all Irish are storytellers by nature.
Yeah. Love kept you in America as well.
Yeah. I married an Arkansas girl, Patty, and we've been married for 36 or 7 years.
Wow, that's some length of time for a couple these days. But it's, I suppose, when you look back at life post athletics, a lot of athletes, they kind of fall off the radar. They have no, I suppose, I won't say life success, but I suppose the ability to cope without that sort of routine of athletics. But you thrived afterwards. How many degrees did you get?
3.
3? Oh my God, in what?
Law, Masters in Business Administration, and civil engineering.
Whoa.
Okay.
But Sonia O'Sullivan talks a lot about to have balance, to be good, to be imbalanced, to be great. I probably had balance too much in my life. I studied to keep options open for the future. And that probably was the 0.5% I was missing to be as great as Sonia was.
Yeah.
Okay. You still have a very successful athletics career, so I think you're doing yourself a slight disservice there, sir.
Very humble, I think. Don't have many world champions in this country over the years.
2009 came around.
Yeah.
You're out for a run with a few friends, and something happened, and it led to a test which confirmed that you had early onset Parkinson.
My left leg was banging off my right calf as it came through, and nearly knocking me down. And it happened after 3 miles, and after 2 miles, and after a mile. Then it happened when I was walking. I assumed it was a running injury. I came back here, I saw a guy, a doctor called Éanna Falvey, who wasn't a neurologist. He told me I had something between ALS, or motor neuron disease, and Tourette's syndrome. And I remember walking around Trinity College afterwards. My mind was bamboozled.
Yeah.
I thought I might have motor neuron disease. Fortunately, I just had Parkinson's, which turns out to be a life sentence. You're just on a constant slope downhill every day. And it's hard to come to terms with that.
Yeah. And you struggled with actually accepting your diagnosis.
I did, and this book really helped me get over that, because I wouldn't go out in public if I was feeling bad during an off period when medicine wore off. And writing this book put me out there in public view. And I talk poorly, as you can tell sometimes. But I am what I am, and I got to get on with that, you know.
It's hugely cathartic, isn't it, when you kind of, I suppose, face your demons, when you kind of write them down on paper and they're in black and white.
There's nothing, when we ran, people say, write your goals on paper. That really cements them. Well, writing this book really was like a third person looking at someone they didn't know. And it was very, very cathartic for me.
Yeah.
Okay. You got a treatment that doesn't seem to be available in Ireland, called DBS.
Deep brain stimulation.
Yeah.
And
tell us about that.
It's 5-hour surgery. You're wide awake for the whole thing, and they put a halo on your head. They just bolt it in your head with a garden variety drill, and then they mount all this drilling stuff on top of your head, secure to the table, and you're wide awake for the whole thing when they're putting these electrodes into your brain. And they do it one, two ways, so you can do these exercises. Mm-hmm. And they tell if they have proper placement from how you do the exercises. But it's a harrowing kind of experience. I feel I should get a medal for that.
You should, yeah, I'm telling you. So the electrodes, are they in your brain now, or is it just during...
Yeah,
and how are they controlled?
I have a little pulse thing on my chest that runs up.
Yeah.
And
isn't it amazing, though, that the technologies and I mean, a treatment like that was unheard of maybe 10 years ago, or not as widely known as it would be in the States now, whatever, about here in Ireland. But I've heard of it now in relation to things like depression and anxiety and OCD.
And
I mean, yeah.
It's called neuromodulation. The broader category is called neuromodulation, and it is used for all those things you described. I believe there is one surgeon in Ireland performs this surgery. I believe that's true.
Yeah,
it has slowed down the progression of the Parkinson's.
Oh yeah, I was wheelchair bound and couldn't speak at all for about 3 years.
Okay. Oh my God!
And
really?
you walked in here this morning.
Well, it wasn't pretty, but I did manage to get in.
You got across the floor.
Which is, I mean, how much has it changed your life having that treatment?
Well, I've got a life back. I've got good about 2 hours a day, so I sat at home a lot. I typed this book up, which was a game of chase the keyboard. But I have life back now, which I didn't have for a long time.
Yeah. And you typed it up. I think I read that it's 200 words a day is what you did.
I made myself do 200 words a day. But I had a wonderful editor at O'Brien called Helen Carr, who brought it all together for me. Because with Parkinson, sometimes you don't think straight. Your clock just spins around like a computer, and you can't think straight. And it also doesn't allow you to rest. You think it just won't let you walk, but won't let you rest either. So you're constantly stressed.
Yeah.
It's a bugger of it.
Yeah. So this helps with all of that then?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's absolutely amazing.
It's a fascinating read. And the fact that, like you said, you've gone from being wheelchair bound through the DBS to being able to walk across our studio floor is a testament to your resilience as well. So...
I have no other choice.
Yeah.
To get on with it.
But a lot of people wouldn't. They maybe give up. But I mean, you haven't done that. You fought every step of the way.
Well, I'd say I learned a lot from my failure in athletics. You can learn so much from your failures, if you can cope with them, you cope with anything.
Yeah.
Frank, it's a pleasure to meet you. It really is.
Absolutely delighted. They say never meet your heroes. Well, I'm delighted I met one of mine anyway. And I may be a little bit biased, that's true. Thank you so much for joining us. It's lovely chatting to you. And a reminder that Frank's book, Bend, Don't Break, A Memoir of Endurance, is out now in all good bookshops nationwide.